We some pretty dope chicks with conversation, hot topics. For those relating, it's a pretty dope conversation.
Yo, what it do, world? It's your girl Shay Biggs. I'm here with my girl
D-Mac.
and we are a pretty dope conversation. We have our special guest in the building.
Woo, Marsha.
Hey, this is
Hey,
episode
Tanzania.
7. This is episode 7. Episode 7. I think last week I said it wrong. So this
Hey,
week
Taji.
is episode 7. As y'all can see, today's topic is friend or friend. Let us get a vibe check. Y'all already know how we do. Let's get a vibe check, vibe check, vibe check. Let's see them hearts. Let's see them thumbs up. All right, so today's topic is friend or foe. Which one are you?
Which one
Which
are
one
you?
are you?
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it. I think too many times I've been a friend to a foe. Not even too many times. I think a few times I've been a friend to a foe. What kind of friend am I? I could be a better friend, but I'm loyal.
So listen, we were lucky enough today to have a surprise guest right here. This is one of my best friends from childhood. This is Miss Marsha Hill. How are you?
That's me. I'm well, thank you.
We are glad to have Marsha here in the building today. But one thing I wanted to point out, I held it from everybody, right? We're in this room right now, and this is one of my best friends from childhood, and I see my best friend from like kindergarten, Taji. I saw her up here. But Shay's one of her best friends is here right here. Rosa, she's in the building.
Row,
And then Melissa and Diana, they're best friends. And that's what I wanted to point out. Like,
crazy.
we all working together, and guess what? Everybody's in here with a friend.
That's crazy.
That was some crazy
Yeah.
stuff.
I didn't even realize that.
Exactly. I didn't think anybody paid
I
attention
didn't
to
even
that.
realize
So I
that.
just thought that was cute and something to point out. You know that even after all of these years, you keep the same people around you, and you know God do some good things out here.
Mhm.
So I want to ask the question: What is a friend? What is a friend to you? Let's start with you, Shay.
A friend to me is somebody that you can depend on. You know, sometimes friends become family. Like I tell my friends, family only, not that it only, but blood makes you related. You know,
Right.
sometimes your friends are closer than your family or whatever, and that's through loyalty or whatever the case may be. So blood makes you related and technically because you're blood related, you're family. But a friend to me is somebody who I can eventually call my family.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, Marsha, what you got?
I think I would agree about friends being or family being by relation. A friend, of course, someone that you can count on, depend on. I would absolutely say, and people who know me who might be watching, I don't know. I probably haven't been the best friend, but I'm trying to be better at being a better friend.
That's
I'm trying
real.
to show up, and that's why I'm here today, because
Okay.
I
That's
needed to
real.
show up.
And that's love, you know what I
That's
mean?
right,
I don't think that anybody can actually be the best friend. We can all think that we're the best friend, but everybody could be better at something.
Yeah, I think I
Sure.
could be a better friend to my friends or whatever the case may be. I think I could definitely be a better friend.
Yeah.
And vice versa, you know?
Shay and I were talking, I want to say like last week or the week before, and I was telling her about a conversation that I had with one of my friends that made me realize something about friendship. And I realized that, you know, we have a lot of friends that we might look at and we say, you know, that's my friend, and I don't have to speak to her every day, and I don't have to see her every day because I know that that's my friend. But then when you look at it, in the end, is that really, really true, right? I think it was you and I who were having a conversation. It wasn't about that particularly, but I think it was our conversation that made me think later on. I want to say like probably 2 weeks later. And I was saying that it's really ironic how you can look at friends and say, this is my friend, and she's with me to the end, and she'll do anything, and we ride or die. And sometimes that friend might look at you in a different way. Not that they don't love you or not that you're not the same, but sometimes you grow apart. So much so that friend becomes like family, like what you guys are saying. Because how much of our family that we don't speak to our cousins,
True.
we don't see them, we see
True.
them at holidays,
Right.
we see them at
True.
this. So it's really not, you know, the same as what we would consider friends. Because usually your friend, she knows about you. She knows, you know, she's hanging with you. We're doing a lot of things like that. And I feel like when it gets to the point where we feel like those people, like, I don't have to see my friends all the time because she knows that she knows, that's when to me they come like family.
That's
you know what I
true.
mean? Because she had pointed out to me some things like, you know, you have friends that you can be around and maybe their relationships are different with you at this point. And to me, I'm like, but you're my friend, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But then I said, you know what, that's a reality. And not even that she wanted to point that out to me, but eventually I came to the terms like, you know what, that's definitely real.
Right,
You know what I mean?
it is. I think Cindy Torres, McNeil, hey McNeil, how you doing? She says, I think I could be a better friend, especially with calling, communication, or just checking in. And I think that's my issue, you know, especially like Siobhan. Everybody know me and Siobhan is best friends. Like, even though me and Rosa is best friends, me and Siobhan is best friends. Like, it's nothing. I could have 10 best friends and she always gonna be
I got a couple.
Siobhan, you know? Like, she's always gonna be my best friend. I can do more with checking on her. We may not hang out because we're in different points of our lives right now. So we may not hang out every day and stuff like that, but I think that I could make an effort and just check on her more, even with my family too, but just checking on them more and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know?
I think something I'd like to add to that is, and this is probably a little personal because this is pertaining to us. I think, I know I served a particular, or I had a particular place in your life early on when we were younger, right? And you always make that very plain about the influence that I had on your life. And I think at a certain point, as I was experiencing certain struggles for myself, it was kind of like, I've watched you grow and develop. And it was this feeling of, she doesn't need me anymore. She's good, you know? And the fact is that was wrong of me because it made me think of, I have a cousin who I looked up to so much and I loved her, and I could always remember her saying, and I was like, yo, you do everything for everybody else with everybody else and not for me. And she's like, you didn't need me. You had mom, you had daddy, you had you know, you had your siblings, whatever, and that wasn't the case. And I feel bad, and I can accept that, and I own that was wrong of me, because who's to say that you didn't need me? I'm sure there were 1,000,001 times that you needed me and I didn't show up because of whatever I was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And so,
or whatever you was dealing with, or whatever you felt like she didn't need.
What I felt like she didn't need, and kind of not wanting to expose myself and to be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so that's
I think that's fair.
I think I'm the you feel like she's a strong friend because you're saying that
she's an absolute strong friend, and she is it's not to say it's her way, but but she has but it's like she has her view, or it's like, nah, I'm not doing that, or you know, whatever, and could probably
I just heard myself in that.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, you have to take a moment, because I've had to do it, to take a moment to say, well, maybe she's not like me. We are best friends, but she's not like me. And so I have to accept who she is, how she is.
This is true.
And maybe she's not as strong as I am, and I just have to not fall back per se, and not change my opinion, but see that maybe she just can't, you know, see it the way I do. You know what I'm saying? So,
and to each his own, you know, in that perspective. Just because you best friends with somebody, they're not or just friends, period. Everybody's not gonna have the same view of everything.
Right.
And I think, like, with me and my friends, I'm probably like the strong friend, the one that can hold it down and, you know this and know that. And I don't know it all.
Right.
You know, I don't know it all. Sometimes I do need friends, or need an air, or need just something like to vent or whatever, to go through what I go through, and I just probably want to tell them, but I'm not gonna bother them. You know what I'm saying? With my own ish, I'm not gonna do that. And I don't know. So.
But you know, like for me, I mean, again, with the whole, I mean, I think that I am a strong personality, and that's something that I do know. I think that I have always been the type of friend that. And I think one of my aunts, I think Dolores has said it to me, probably like 15 years old. She said to me, you know what, and she said it particularly about you. She said, you know, I used to get so angry of some of the things that we were going through and things that were happening. And she said, you know what, Denise, you see things in people that they don't see in themselves.
Right.
And you have to realize that. So what you pushing for, she doesn't see. But as a kid, I was always that person. So I'm always that person that's looking for that thing, and I'm trying to, like, you know, be the help you, you know, build that backbone, or be the backbone to that particular that particular thing, and I've always been. I can say that I'm definitely guilty of that. I'm a strong personality, very outspoken, and I do know that. But you know, I just feel like, you know, I mean, I think that sometimes I feel like some friends they want somebody to let them give up, or they want somebody to let them feel a certain way, and I'm just not one of those friends. I'm one of them friends that's like, nah, we're not doing that. You know what I mean? Because when I was younger and I needed to learn certain things, you didn't give up on me, so why am I going to give up on you? And so sometimes not giving up means that I got to push you a little harder, that I got to kind of pull you along the way, or I got to nudge you, or kind of force you, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, but again, I know that I'm a strong personality, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I had asked my friends, and I think this is something that I talked about with you or whatever. Like, why are we friends?
That's important.
Like,
at this age.
Right. Like, are we friends because we've known each other for 20, 30 plus years? Or, like, why are we friends? Like, are we adding to each other? Because at this point in time in my life, that's what I want.
Right.
Like, I want to add to them. I want to push them, encourage them, support them, for them to do better, not just stay the same, do the same thing. Like, let's do different stuff. Let's get into business. Because at the end of the day, we need to learn how to fire our bosses at the end of the day. And I'm big on that. Like, the goal is to fire your boss and become entrepreneurs, and to break generational curses with, you know, financial freedom and stuff like that. Like, so why are we friends? Like, what are we doing for each other to maintain a friendship? Like, like really, like, why are we friends?
And that's a good question. And that's a question I think that a lot of people should ask.
Yeah.
And I think you guys should think about that too. I mean, just because you've been with somebody for a long time doesn't mean that y'all have to be friends. Because what is a friend?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We can still know each other. We can still be associates. But what is a friend?
Or you could ask, if we met each other today, forget 35 years ago, would we
you be friends?
Would we find friendship? You know,
Wow,
with each other,
that's
you know?
that's like a second part of the question, and it's crazy because I don't know, and I'm keeping it real with no hard feelings towards anybody. Like, I don't know.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
And it's a true testament to the fact that, you know, we can have our friends, and we're gonna have those friends that are with us right now. But you know, there has always been a saying that this sounds harsh, right? But it's not, and I'm not saying smart like the most book smart, but I'm saying if you're the only one in your group, let's just put it that way, that's grinding and trying to push to do something else, then you need to find another group.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you can't be friends with those people in that group, but motivation begets motivation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for me, I can't be around the lame and lazy person. When I say lame, I'm not saying corny. I'm talking about that person that's comfortable in their element.
Right.
And it's okay for you to be comfortable in the element. And I can
if
still know
that's for
you.
you.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can still be friends with you or cool with you, but you can't go here where I'm going. Because when you have to understand that the circle that you keep, it kind of rubs off on you. And I think that negativity or laziness and all that right there, even though it's a mindset, it's something that can get on you easy. If you're hanging around people that are not doing anything, all they're doing is drinking and doing all of that, that's what your life becomes. Right. If you got somebody that you see grinding, when you look tomorrow, you be like, I'm gonna let me look and see what business I could get into. Let me see.
And it's crazy. I'm sorry to cut you off. I told my friends before, we waste so much money on bullshit, like just bullshit on some real. We waste so much money on just nothing, like sneakers, clothes, liquor, weed, whatever it is that we wasting our money on. $1,000 for me can go in a week. Like, it's like nothing on whatever. Sometimes I got paid last week Friday. I didn't even pay all my bills, but already $600 is gone. On what? Right. Let's all put in $1,000, flip a house.
I agree.
Triple that money back. And I think I told them that before. Let's do something like that. Like, let's do it. But it's crazy because when you come up with the idea to do something, then you got to put in all the work,
right?
And it's not, and that's not fair though. Right. It's not fair,
Like,
because if everybody on board, like, oh yeah, let's do it. We don't know what we're doing, but let's all figure it out. Right. Don't just leave it on one person to do that.
Right. And that's what we're doing. Like, honestly, it was just, I mean, Shay and I would talk about it several times, just being in our office, right? She want to start a business. I want to do this. And I'm like, yeah, I can't wait till God just gives me a person. And one day, I was home, and God said, I give you a person to sit down and talk to every single day. And here you are praying about something, and it's right here. And I came to her, and I told her, she was like, you know what, you're right. Like, we are sitting here asking and praying about the same thing, and obviously it's right here, because in our minds, especially in mine, I am so guilty of always wanting to take my friend with me. Like, I always, everything I do, I'll be like, yo, we can do this. We can do this. And then I'm like, you know, like, what am I going to do? Like, I am doing 100 things. And I tell people all the time, it may look to you like I have nothing going on, but I have so much going on. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm staying consistent. I'm staying focused.
Yeah,
and I got my eyes on the prize, right?
Yeah.
So I know that if I continue to be motivated and I continue to be driven, that it's going to give somebody else motivation and give somebody else drive. And so my hope is that my friends are with me when I go up on the same level. When I say that level of success, but when I was talking to them the other day, and I was saying, you know, when I say success, it's not about the money. And let's just be real clear, right? Because I was saying to them, I just don't believe that, you know, success has to do with money all the time. It's not. Wealth doesn't have to do with money.
Right.
You know, it's about what you think. It's about your mindset, right? But if you can have people who think or are in that same train of thought, we could build nations.
We can become so much further than what we are as a people.
With all of these people that you call friend, you know what I mean? You got friends and you still broke, but y'all all have ideas, y'all all have skills, you all have hobbies, you all have, you know, some type of something that you dreamed of, that you dreamt of, and you're not doing anything with it. It takes that one person. But it is a load, and I said it the other day. My bishop told me some time ago, like, you can't climb up the mountain and pull people with you. Sometimes you got to climb up the mountain and drop the rope. Right. You know what I mean? As long as you make it up there, you show them the path. It's their opportunity or their time to climb up that mountain. And
I'm gonna keep it real. If I climb up the mountain and I make it to the top and I drop that rope, I'm not allowing nobody to pull me down while I'm trying to pull you up.
Right. Because that weight is heavy. That weight is heavy. And I think one of my friends, I want to say Taji, tell me if I'm wrong. I really feel like, because I do like the women's empowerment, and I have like a newsletter and things like that. And I think, you know, one day she had to tell me, she was like, you know, Denise, like, I believe in you, but that's your dream. You get what I'm saying? So just because we have a dream, we want everybody to be a part of that dream, and we're not dreaming the same dream, right? So in this, that's what we try to do. We try to look at it and say, you know what? Yes, we're doing this, but she wants to do one thing that she's able to do, her production. I don't know how many of you saw that what is it called, the infomercial or the video for one of our next show that's coming up. She did that. And, you know, then we have Rosa who's doing printing, and we have my sister who wants to get into interior design and things like that. So that's what you do. You know, you sit down, everybody's doing their own thing. We're not taking away from anybody, but as a sisterhood, we're building it up. You know what I mean? That's what we
got the black table talk.
We got the black table. Now we got Big Marsha in the house.
Yes.
I want to tell y'all a story about
like this little too.
When this dog jumped up on Marsha. You remember when a dog jumped up on you?
I do.
Yeah, she's very afraid of dogs, and the dog stood up on her shoulders, and he was as tall as she was. She almost died. She almost died. But so, I mean, some people say that I was mean as a kid. I don't remember being mean.
Oh, was I mean, y'all?
I don't remember being mean. I want the best for my friends, so I can't lie. I'm just honest. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's a lie.
Who's that?
Okay.
Can somebody read that? You can read that?
I
can't read that.
I can.
Okay.
I want the best for my friends, so I can't lie to them. I'm just honest, and I thought my friends appreciated that. But this year, I learned that one of my best friends, she was actually my maid of honor at my wedding. She felt like I always acted like I know what I'm talking about, but she never has had a problem. She never has a problem to call me to assist her in every problem she's ever had in life, and I'm always there at the drop of a dime. But this year, I found out that all this time she's been acting like she's been so blessed to have me, but in the background, she's been talking about me, saying I always talk down on her. Oh no, talking down on her is telling her the truth for me. Something she always said she loved about me, but truthfully, she's been talking behind my back, and her problem with me is the thing that she continuously praises me about. So I'm confused. But I love my girls, and I will always have the truth for them. That's that. And you keep doing that. That's
well,
it.
let me tell you about that. Let's
Have you spoke to her about that though?
Right.
But let me tell you something. You know, people like how you are until it affects them.
Absolutely.
That's true.
And so if I'm going to take you for who you are, Kurt, yeah, you see Kurt, she's sitting right here. You still mean Shay. Look. But here's the thing. I think that you're right, Tiffany. But I really do believe that, you know, people like who you are when they're watching it with somebody else.
Yeah.
But when you are, what's she say? No,
Not to me, but others. Hell yeah. All right, one of y'all come on camera and say that, and don't have them bonnets on.
Right.
No, Lena, I'm not mean at all. I'm not. Don't listen to them.
That's good, Denise. Right. So, you know, I just feel like, you know, I mean, it's okay to be who you are. But I had a conversation with somebody the other day. Just because you are the way you are doesn't mean that it's right.
Right. That's
just
true.
because Shay could take how I am doesn't mean that I could be how I am to Marsha and think that it's not going to affect her because it doesn't affect Shay.
It doesn't.
Everybody's different.
It's all how do you call it? It's all relatable. It's all you know, how it to each person. It's all, you know, relative. Relative is what I want to say.
That's right. That's real perfect. Listen, I feel like everybody when they be talking to us on the regular on outside, oh, I want to come on, I want to be on the couch. Ain't nobody trying to pop in.
Who's
and
willing
get on
to
here.
come on
Who's
and tell
here
one
is
of
done.
our peoples?
Who's
Tell
ready?
us what type of friend we have been to them.
That's right.
Or what type of foe we have been to them.
Let's talk about the faux part because we didn't get into the faux part. So what's faux?
You know, I think that right now I don't know what she's on. So I invited her a few times and it is what it is. I think at this point going forward, I'm done with the BS. I think in my circle, there's a friend that hasn't been a friend to many of us, and she hasn't been a friend to me, but I still F with her. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, keep it real, she slept with my son's father. Now, I don't care about the dude. You know, when I slept with him and got pregnant with my son, he was somebody else's man.
Okay.
So she slept with him at this time, and so happened we stopped speaking for a couple of years, and now we're back to speaking, so to speak, or whatever. We've been on the same chat. We be on the same chat. We in the same circle. She's a kettle. I'm a kettle, and it's like. But another one of my friends, I cut off because I felt as if she was lying. When my mother passed, and she hit me up a couple of months later and didn't even acknowledge that my mother passed, and I was so quick to cut her off, like so quick. And I just recently reached out to her and apologized. I was like, I owe you something.
I'm so proud of you because we talked
I
about
did.
that.
I reached out to her and I was
I'm
like,
so happy about
I got her number from one of my other friends. I reached out to her and I was like, hey, this your ass? And she was like, yeah. She was like, who's this? I was like, oh, you know, it's Biggs or whatever the case may be. She was like, oh, hey. I was like, I owe you something. She was like what? An apology. Because I cut you off without listening or hearing your explanation. And it is by far the truth that you could really not have known that my mother passed. Because she go MIA. You know? We always think that it's that one person that's always lurking on social media and they see everything and they know everything and stuff like that. But that could not have been the truth. But here I am, not speaking to her for 4 years. But my son is 21 and I'm speaking to my other friend or my foe for 17 years.
Right.
Like, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up.
Right.
So, going forward, I'm just keeping it real. If you ain't for me...
Sheeta, going forward. Like, where did that stop? Where did that stop? You've been keeping it real since
I've been keeping it real. And I've always told her, like, I always owe you one. I owe you one. And we've been speaking literally this year. We've been at the beach together this summer. We've been, they probably texted me to tell me something. We've been at the beach together this summer. She's been here for my birthday. And it's like, you think back and you be like, why?
Right.
She don't add to me.
Right.
Because in the back of my head, like, you still snake.
Somebody said that's gross, girl. That's it.
You still a snake. Right. So it's like.
So that's the faux part.
That's the faux part.
That's the faux part.
So are we talking faux FOE or faux FAUX?
We're gonna do FAUX. You guys see this?
Friend.
You see this? Yeah.
Okay.
Because you have a lot of those people that are around you. Let me tell you something. You have some people that are around you that are inwardly jealous. And it's so sad.
Yeah.
Like, I never understood why. You got a comment over there. I appreciate that about Shay. See? That's it.
Thank you.
But you have a lot of people who are around you that are jealous. And jealous for what? Like I'm one of the most open people and the most willing people. Like I will help you build yourself and your business before my business gets to wherever it is. True. I do so much of that, like trying to put my energy into helping others around me, because I believe the more that I bless others, the more that God will bless me. So that's what I hang on. But I have experienced many times where there are people just, I'm like, people will say, she's jealous of you. And I'm like, no, she's not. No, she's not. But the actions and the behaviors, you can tell. Like, they don't have to say it, and it might not be blatant, but other people can tell. Like, it's like some little, kind of, and I'm not like that. I'm 100% all day, every day. What you see is what you get. I don't know how to be phony. Right. So if I'm nasty, listen, everybody's gonna say the same thing. If I'm nice, everybody's gonna say the same thing.
I think my personality speaks for that too.
Yeah. I'm very balanced when it comes to that, but I think that people can be very jealous, and those people coming around you with them hidden agendas, you got to get rid of them. I mean, at this age, I'm fine with having 5 good friends. Right. You know what I mean, and having a bunch of associates. I'm good with that. Yeah. At this age, can't do it. Terry, where you at? I was waiting for you.
All right. The people's at work. I got my good Sojourner Truth bonnet on. The people in the chat, I can't hear you.
You can't hear us?
I can't hear you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So let me talk about Gels real quick. Gels and I, well, listen, her name is Angelica. We call her Gels. And we met at church. Hey, Gels. And I'm telling you, we gelled. That's her name, Gels, but we really gelled. You know what I mean? Really, really. And, it's very kind of unique, when you could kind of really form relationships with people that are years younger than you, and they don't feel away by it. They could take the motivation, the encouragement, the empowerment, and all of those things. And in turn, I could take it from her. You know what I mean? So we built a real good relationship, real close. What you got to say?
Right. So I want to say, I had friends in college, right? I went to SUNY Westbury, and I was in a sorority, and we started it actually. We was founders, my first business, and they was really Faux on the low. I didn't even know. Mm-hmm. We was I was vice president of the dance team at the school. I was president of student government, and we would go to frat parties or sorority parties, and we would step and stroll. And I just felt all of us had our own unique thing. There were some big girls, there's some skinny girls, there's some dark skinned girls, light skinned girls. Just everybody appeared to be in a element, like they was feeling themselves. They felt good about life, but they didn't. Right. And the thing that was so surprising to me was that I'm so giving. If I can help you in a way, if I can encourage you, if you messed up for a second, but you my friend, I'm gonna hold you down. Right. And when it came to it, this is back in my day, y'all, so don't judge me here. Now, they got out of control. They was running their mouth, carrying on. And I pulled up to the barbecue. But they thought I wasn't going to pull up. Me and my good team, we pulled up. And we handled business because the people was lying. But one of the girls was a really, really good friend of mine. She would come to my house, spend a night. My mom kicked her out. When she was going through, times wasn't great for her family. So me and my family, we was holding it down for her. And she gonna side with these people. And I was so hurt that the way she got dealt with had to be worse. Right. Because you did me too wrong.
But you know what? I think that happens. That definitely happens a lot of times. You know what I mean? Gels, we thank you for joining us. And I've seen a lot of people be friends, and then it turns into a full-out brawl. Me, I'm the type of person. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, because I did go to somebody's house, knock on the door, and step to them, and we weren't friends. But I want you to know why we're not friends no more. So I could agree, because I'm that type of person. I want you to know why we're not talking. Like, I'm not gonna walk around and hold no grudge, and I'm not gonna not speak to you. You need to know we can agree to disagree, but I need you to understand why we have this disparity right now. I'm just not that girl. Plus, I can't be stressed. People always ask me, "You don't look stressed," because I'm not. I will give it to you in 2 seconds. I put that stress right on your lap, and I'm gone. And even if it does bother me, I'm not gonna let you know that it bothered me. But we appreciate you, Gels, for popping in. Thanks, Sheena, you popping in?
Nah, but we got a comment pin.
Okay, what we got?
She says, can you read that about me, please?
Okay, you are humble and honest, trustworthy, and I love that about you. I know I can come to you for anything, and people might think you're mean, but I don't. Listen, her last name is mean, so it's just clear. No, but let me tell you something. I met Shay, I mean, like a handful of years ago. I mean, maybe two handfuls of years ago. You know what I mean? And I think that people would misinterpret her silence or her resistance to just jump into everything as being mean, but she's really not mean. Right. Definitely not. She tries to bully me. It is hilarious because she bullies all of us at work. I don't know about the kettles. I don't believe she bullies us at work. She tries, right? And I just think it's so hilarious. Like, I look forward to coming to work so she can bully me. And I'd be like, oh my God. I told her today, I was like, I pray sometimes, like, God, please let Shay make me laugh today. I want her to be like, she can be nasty, but it's funny to me. I love it.
Not nasty.
I love it. I love it. Exactly. I love it.
Just a little bit misunderstood.
Yes. Okay, that's the truth. Okay, you guys should Listen, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good conversation to have. I think maybe, some people might get bored with it because people like controversy. They like drama. They like the ratchetness and stuff like that. We have ratchetness too. But it's important sometimes you touch on some good topics and some topics that are meaningful. Especially
it's
right now.
It's crazy because I think at one point in time, I'm like, no new friends. But I got some new friends. And I'm cool with that or whatever.
And the crazy thing is that Keisha and I, we've known each other years longer than Shay. And me and Shay, we like this. Some can break the foundation and repairing isn't an option. That's true. I mean, that's true. They can break that.
That friend became that flow. That's right. That's in that aspect that happens, and sometimes it happens that way. A friend becomes a foe.
Right. And you can outgrow friends just like you outgrow clothes. It's not like edged in stone that you just gonna stay. You would want to, but if you could grow out of a shirt or a pair of pants, I'm sure you could grow out of a person.
I have a friend. I will not say her name. We were young adults and we had gotten into some trouble together. And because I was who I was and rebellious to my family and not reaching out for help, I wound up getting the shorter end of the stick. Let's say I just got into some trouble. And for her, she introduced me to said trouble, right? And I remember going back to her house and her father gave me the business. Right. And for me, it was so difficult because I think at that point I was already full adult mode because I had a baby and it's like I was just kind of moving and shaking a bit differently. And I gotta say, I was not mad at her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understood that the dynamic of her relationship with her family was something different, and she had to do that. I was heartbroken. I felt, I don't even want to say I felt betrayed for her. And today, her and I are still very, very close friends. Like, we've known each other since high school. And I can't even say this changed the dynamic per se, but that was pretty traumatizing.
So listen, do you think that do you think that you can that it's a bad thing that you outgrow friends, or that you could say that you don't like that you can say that you and I we just can't be friends anymore?
I don't think people do that though. I don't think people actually
Oh, that's Rashida. Hey Rashida, you out there baking?
I told you I was looking at a hot mess. I said house mess, same thing.
I'm glad you popped in. What you got to share with us, girls? Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you virtually. Yes, you guys are giving me life every week. I gotta tell you, I'll be trying to get some distractions, and it's helpful distractions. Some of it funny and some of it serious, but it's all good. Y'all talking about friends. So I said, okay, let me come and talk about friends. I've had a lot of friends in my life, but people that I can truly you change your definition of friendship as time goes on, and you think of a best friend, or as our kids say now, they bestie or whatever like that, has a different connotation to everybody nowadays, right? And I've learned through experience that your friends will show you who they are over time, right? So I had this one friend that I felt like that was my best friend. Like, you see me, you see her type of thing. And it took me a lot of years to kind of come to a place where I understood that I was her friend, but she wasn't mine. And it's funny because and it happens. Like, you sometimes you have a lopsided friendship because we were friends for so many years, and I'm just holding on to that longevity or whatever, right? And I'm just like, oh, but that's my best friend. I'm like, wait a minute, let me really think about this. Like, how is she my best friend? Why is she my best friend? Right? When times, you know, when I needed her, was she there? Right? And when the shoes on the other foot, how did that go? Right? So, and watching her treat other people when we got older with this, like, you know, sense of respect or priority, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna take off on work to be at so-and-so's birthday party, but then, you know, hey, I'm inviting you to my wedding, you can't figure out a way to get there.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
you know, yeah. So it was funny because I think the kind of the nail that put the nail in the coffin for me was, like, we hadn't spoken in a minute, and we had a mutual person pass away, and she reached out to me and she was like, hey, you know, so and so passed away. I'm like, yeah. She came out to the funeral and she looked at me and she was like, you know, I actually missed you. And I was like, you actually, so you surprised that you missed me? Oh, okay. Miss me more.
Listen, that happens. That definitely happens. Definitely happens. You know what? Because I've seen, and I hate that even with family, they like, I miss you. I'm like, you don't miss me. I am definitely like that. But Rashida, you know, we have other people that want to come in, but we thank you. I'm so glad
Peace.
to see you.
Yeah, y'all see me all busted. So, but I want to send me the information. I want to send y'all something.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Peace, everybody.
Appreciate it.
I keep seeing something about Melissa on here.
And listen,
Melissa
and eloquently spoken, you know you my boo. Let me tell you something. Eloquently spoken, it may have been just a few, like maybe what, like, how many years has it been? About 10, 12? I don't know how many years, but you near and dear to my heart. 100%. That's my girl. We have a good
Right, we
time.
got 10 minutes, y'all.
Hola Tunde. That's her song.
So now we got, as y'all can see, the name of the show is Friend or Faux, and we have a game here. So each of us have a card, and we're gonna read the card, and we're gonna start with our guest, and we're gonna answer the question. Now, I don't know what her question is. We don't know what each other's questions are, but we're gonna answer this question.
Hold on, let me ask a question. Can anybody in the room answer? Because your friend who might know you longer might be able to answer your question.
Oh, that would be nice.
So if you guys listen, if you guys know the answer to the question,
There you go.
You guys have to speak up.
Wait, should everybody get a card then? All right. So this is something different that we're doing. Something different. So we're gonna start with our guest because she is the guest. So she's gonna ask Denise. Melissa's gonna ask Diana, or vice versa. However, we just gonna ask each other. Like,
Denise knows this. Okay. What did I do for my 21st birthday? I don't like this question.
Right. So let me say something. I would have just guessed this. For her 21st birthday, I would say that she was with my godbrother. And what did you do? I don't know. Because we've never done anything for any one of her birthdays. She's always been so simple. Home cooking, nothing special, nothing. What did you do?
So honestly, I could say I don't remember.
Because I don't remember.
But I know
anything.
for a fact that I was not with your godbrother.
Oh, so that's
okay.
So I don't know.
So I don't think I did anything.
Because she never does anything.
I never do anything. Yeah.
I thought that you was home.
So I have to
being
say
a wife.
something. I have to say
Being a
something
wife.
about this game and these games and this friendship thing. It's very telling, right? So as you said, our friendship is what it is. Like, we're family, right? Mm-hmm. Your mother is my mother, right? And your sister is my sister.
Well, I got
right?
you.
Okay.
Well, three of them.
Oh my God, your sisters are my sisters, right?
Look, she's all happy over here. Like, I know it's me. It could have been she.
Yeah, no, actually, no. Your entire family has had some type of impact. I know we're out on time. However, if you don't know certain questions, it doesn't mean that the friendship is any less or any more per se. You understand? Right. However, you should try to find out the answers to those questions.
So I don't even know how old Marsha is. So I can't. She could have been 21 yesterday. So I'm just saying. So we can't even go on that because I don't even know how old she is.
Okay.
Okay. So my question: who is my celebrity hall pass?
Okay. So you may have one.
I'm gonna be sorry because somebody else might know this and I.
No, hold on, and that's okay. My feeling about you is that you don't sweat anybody enough for that to be a thing. So I probably would.
Everybody got celebrity crush.
Who's my celebrity crush?
Let's see.
Who's my celebrity crush? I know
I'm gonna be
one
mad 'cause
person.
I know
There's two people in
sorry.
here that if they don't get that right, they don't know.
I'm gonna be so mad because you're gonna say it and I'm gonna be mad. But tell me.
Who's my celebrity?
Who is it?
I don't know.
Who
Come
my
on,
celebrity
Shay.
was?
I don't know.
I'm gonna be so mad because I promise you
Listen,
I know it.
I'm gonna say Flavor Flav.
Ah.
All right, so nobody knows. But the thing is, kiddos, Shay is the one who knows who my celebrity crush is.
Say it.
Travis Cure.
Oh!
I knew you had that.
Yes.
I knew you had that. I'm like, Shay got this.
Yes. Okay, I forgot about him. I forgot about him. I forgot. Travis, I
Oh,
forgot.
She thought I changed my mind
Wow.
because he's from Atlanta and you know something.
All right, so we're gonna keep
And
moving on.
his twin brother is.
Because time is running out, so we're gonna keep moving on. So, which physical feature do people compliment me on most often?
Your lips.
It wasn't for you.
Oh, I thought it was for me.
No, it was for her.
Dang, that's another question. Sorry.
That's my answer.
I'm sorry, y'all. I was ready. I like lips.
Okay, how would I react if I discovered the house I wanted to move in had to be a scene of a murder? How would I react?
You ain't moving into that shit.
Hell no, but how would I react? Whatever. Wait, oh yeah, you asked. What's your question?
All right.
Loud.
Would I rather eat $500 meal or drink a $500 wine bottle?
$500 wine. What do you think?
Ooh, the meal, because you can take it home later. No, the wine.
No,
because she
I
likes
think
to drink.
Denise would like the
Oh
wine.
my goodness.
What is it?
Neither, because I wouldn't be spending $500.
All right,
I don't want to.
over there in the background, audience.
It's fine.
5 minutes.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Who is the most famous person I have met? Spike Lee. I have met Spike Lee.
They
All right, you
can't
got
see
that
you.
right.
They can't see you. Okay, read your question.
Toya says
Yes, Idris Elba. So I was there.
Tyler, Toya.
How do I feel about clowns?
You're scared of clowns.
Yeah, clap.
Yeah. Me too. I hate them.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
get a clown.
And horses.
White horse.
Yeah.
horses.
Oh my God.
So,
Listen, Asia said stop keeping up with the time. Stop it.
listen, y'all. Listen, I'm not even effing with y'all right now. Like, for real. I'm not
She love y'all. Y'all better go ahead.
Love is
and listen.
there.
You see that, Taj? You see how they got it? This is what I'm talking about. I gave Melissa that question because I knew that Diana would figure it out. It was my question, and I don't have a fear of a clown, so I slid it to her.
That is our time. So I thank you guys for joining this episode of Friend or Faux. We look forward to seeing you next week. And if you asked to be a guest here and you didn't participate tonight and you was watching, please do not ask to be a guest again.
Oh
And this
my.
is just me
Being
real.
mean. Being mean, right? Just being
me
mean.
being real. So that is our time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank
Greg,
our
Greg,
guests.
I see you, Greg.
Thank you for inviting us, Marsha. And don't forget to go to our YouTube channel. If you want to see this video, I will keep it up for 24 hours and then it's going straight to YouTube, okay? So that's it. We out.
Hey, 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 hey. We some pretty dope chicks with conversation, hot